Alright, good morning everyone. I hope you're all having a good morning. I am going to show you 3 breakfast recipes over the next 3 days, or I should say 1 recipe each day of just different breakfast inspiration. Like I was hungry and I want breakfast, I want food, but I'm just like, blah, I don't want to have porridge again just because it's now coming into summer. I don't want to stick to all those like winter foods, but I know I need something filling like that, like healthy and filling, something that will get me through to lunch, especially because I did a little bit of exercise this morning. So here we go. Recipe 1 is going to be a lemon and apple, let's call it lemon and apple pudding. I'll show you what it is. Just some much needed tea before I start. Glorious. Okay, so for this recipe, you will need half a lemon. I've got 3 apples, which may seem like a lot, but we will see how it goes. Some walnuts for texture, and then some dates for sweetness and a little bit of extra like, also got a little bit of cinnamon, which is still in the cupboard. And some cinnamon. Alright, so first off we're just going to de-seed our dates, and then we are going to chop them up into little pieces and put them into the blender. Next we're going to decore our apples and then chop them up into small pieces. Please be safe while doing this, because watching this now it looks quite risky how I am doing it. And then just add 2 of the apples, or 2.5 of the apples into the blender, and we're going to save a little bit for decoration at the end. Then we're going to take half of our lemon and squeeze the juice into the blender. Then just add a small handful of walnuts to the blender as well for the texture. Blend these all together until the apples have broken down. Serve into a bowl and top with the remaining slices of apple. I've also topped mine with a little bit of cinnamon, some extra walnuts, some linseeds, and some dried cranberries. And there you have it, easy peasy breakfast number 1. Okay, so taste testing. It's delicious with like the lemon in it. It makes it really like, and the dates, and like the walnuts just provide that like meatiness that you want. Delicious. Good stuff. I'm going to make some vegan muffins. It's pretty easy. We'll see what happens. So it's basically, I'm gonna say like banana, almond flour or almond meal. I'm putting a little bit of flaxseed in as well, just for like a little bit of extra nutrition. And then what is it? So I've got agave syrup, but you can use maple syrup as well. And then so also egg replacer. So I'm currently using some chia seeds. So I just got some chia seeds. I've already started to make these up. Just into my little glass jar. I just used 1.5 tablespoons of chia seeds, and it'd be what, about 4 tablespoons of water, and sort of see how that goes, and then just kind of like add a little bit more water as and if I need. So first off, banana. I've actually already peeled one, which is in here. I'm just going to mash it up with a fork, just so it like gets a bit like runny, I suppose would be the term. Alright, so I'll just show you. So, okay, so what did I put in here? 1 banana, so egg replacer. So actually looking at this, I think I need a little bit more water. So I'll just put a touch more in, and then I'll just stir that up. So you can measure this out, and maybe you should, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to throw that in as well. Not quite through, did not come out. Okay, just gonna mix that together a little bit. Right, So then it's roughly half to 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence. Again, I'm gonna measure that. You also need about 30 mils of coconut oil, preferably melted so that it can all mix in. So I thought that might be the case. I don't have enough coconut oil and I don't have any backup because my local supermarket doesn't have coconut oil. So, let me just put that down there to wash. I have a little bit of just olive oil to use instead. Okay, we basically got there. Just a couple of mil under. Anyway, I'm just gonna quickly mix that all together so that coconut oil doesn't get too solid. If you can see some chunks of banana in there, you can leave them in, it's not worth getting them out. That's pretty good. Okay, so now it's that cup of almond meal, sorry. But I think I might actually have a cup here. I'm not sure I've got. Because I don't want to use all my almond meal, I'm actually going to cheat and use some oat bran or oats. And these are just like oat flakes or quick oats. Actually, I should probably just pour this in, can I? So I just did half a cup of each, half a cup of almond meal, half a cup of oats. And then I've got some flaxseed here. I'm going to put in 1 dessert spoonful. Actually, look, let's do a tablespoon. Let's live life on the edge. So this is baking soda. I'm going to put in half a teaspoon, just under. And then same with baking powder. So then I'm also going to put in my agave syrup. So it's roughly, again, maybe like 30 to 50 mils. I'm going to see what happens. We might need to put more in at some point. Alright, I'm going to give this a mix. Okay, that looks better now. Now I'm just going to add some chocolate for fun, because I like chocolate. So in terms of how much chocolate I'm using 8 squares. So I think this is roughly like 80 grams. And I'm just going to cut these up. So if you have chocolate buttons, you can use them instead. I'm also going to put a little bit of cinnamon and nutmeg in. It smells nice. Reminds me of like Christmas. Is it like Christmas pudding? Because of the oats that I put in there, it just needs a little bit of extra moisture. Alright, and then it's ready to be spooned out into your muffin tray. This is a silicone tray, so it doesn't need any oil in the base of it. It's ready to go. My muffins! So after about 10 to 15 minutes, just keeping an eye on them, they should be ready to go. And I actually ate them all before I could get a preview picture. Good morning, everyone. This is now our third breakfast, and I'm going to make a healthy breakfast cookie. So I am going to make it a little bit up on the spot, but our main ingredients are going to be oats, sultanas, got some date, a little bit of linseed, chia seeds, a little bit of almond meal. So I'm just going to put some oats in a bowl. I made this up, but it was roughly about a cup of oats in there. And then just gonna put in some linseeds, again, made it up. Then some almond meal. I put in about 2 tablespoons. An ingredient I forgot to show you at the start, but flour, just regular flour. Putting in about half a cup to 3/4 a cup of flour. Just putting in a teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of baking soda, then another half teaspoon of salt. Give it a quick mix together and then put aside so we can focus on other stuff. So I've got about 6 dates, and I'm just going to take out the seeds and then chop them up a little bit and put them aside. I'm measuring out about 1 tablespoon of chia seeds to use as my egg replacer. I'm then going to put in about ratio of 1 to 4, so 4 parts water, so about 4 tablespoons of water into my chia seeds, mix them up a little bit and then sit them aside to swell. I'm then going to put a handful each of dried sultanas and dried cranberries into the dry mixture. I'm going to cut up my dates into smaller pieces. I've just had them soaking in a little bit of warm water to soften them up. So now, getting out your big bowl, I'm going to add the dates into it. I'm also going to add the chia seed / egg replacement into here and then mix it all together. Can't forget some vanilla essence for flavor. And then adding some milk in until it's combined. Here I'm using oat milk, but you can use any milk that you desire. Just going to spoon the mixture out onto a pre-prepared baking tray. I ended up making about 12 and they fit perfectly in and they're ready for the oven. They spent about 10 to 15 minutes in the oven and now they're sort of golden and ready to go. There you go, 3 different breakfasts for you. I hope you enjoyed them as much as I did over the last 3 days. Please let me know if you did give it a go. I hope you did. Yes, also they do take a little bit longer than your average, I would say, cereal and milk. However, I suppose at this time right now, potentially like we have a little bit more time in the morning to be able to spend on our breakfast. And it always feels nice to have a nice breakfast, to like have something special, you know, to start the day. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for tuning in. Please give me a big thumbs up. And if you could hit the subscribe button, that would be great. Really help me out. Thank you. And I'll see you again in next video.